Isaiah chapter 37, verses 1 through 20. When King Hezekiah heard this, he rent his clothes and covered himself with sackcloth, and went into the house of the Lord. He also sent Eliakim, who was in charge of the palace, Shebna the scribe, and the senior priests, covered with sackcloth, to the prophet Isaiah, son of Amoz. They said to him, Thus said Hezekiah, This day is a day of distress, of chastisement and of disgrace. The babes have reached the birth stool, but the strength to give birth is lacking. Perhaps the Lord your God will take note of the words of the Rabshakeh, whom his master the king of Assyria has sent to blaspheme the living God, and will mete out judgment for the words that the Lord your God has heard, if you will offer up prayer for the surviving remnant. When King Hezekiah ministers came to Isaiah, Isaiah said to them, Tell your master as follows, Thus said the Lord, Do not be frightened by the words of blasphemy against me that you have heard from the minions of the king of Assyria. I will delude him. He will hear a rumor and return to his land, and I will make him fall by the sword in his land. The Rabshakeh, meanwhile, heard that the king had left Lachish. He turned back and found the king of Assyria attacking Libnah. But the king of Assyria learned that King Tirhakah of Nubia had come out to fight him, and when he heard it, he sent messengers to Hezekiah, saying, Tell this to King Hezekiah of Judah. Do not let your God, on whom you are relying, mislead you into thinking that Jerusalem will not be delivered into the hands of the king of Assyria. You yourself have heard what the kings of Assyria have done to all the lands, how they have annihilated them. And can you escape? Were the nations that my predecessors destroyed, Gozan, Haran, Rezeph, and the Bethlehemites and Telassar, saved by their gods? Where is the king of Hamath, and the king of Arpad, and the kings of Lair, Sepharvaim, Hena, and Iva? Hezekiah received the letter from the messengers and read it. Hezekiah then went up to the house of the Lord and spread it out before the Lord. And Hezekiah prayed to the Lord, O Lord of hosts, enthroned on the cherubim, you alone are God of all the kingdoms of the earth. You made the heavens and the earth. O Lord, incline your ear and hear. Open your eye and see. Hear all the words that Sennacherib has sent to blaspheme the living God. True, O Lord, the kings of Assyria have annihilated all the nations and their lands, and have committed their gods to the flames, and have destroyed them. For they are not gods, but man's handiwork of wood and stone. But now, O Lord our God, deliver us from his hands, and let all the kingdoms of the earth know that you, O Lord, alone are God.